Hello everyone, it's Imran here. Welcome back to another video. So today I am going to react to something completely different. I am going to react to The Odds One's Out. The internet changed me. So if you don't know who The Odds One Out is, he is basically a famous YouTuber who does these animation skits. So in fact, let me actually look for him on Wikipedia. There he is. So he's known as James Relison. So he started off with web comics under the title The Odds One's Out. He also did. He then started his YouTube channel back in 2014, August 30th, 2014. I mean, apparently his videos are very good. I mean, I've seen Pariak react to one of his videos. Dwayne and Jazz, Prince Charming, Charmix, all have reacted to his videos. And they apparently must really like it because I think his animations are good. So, and he is a very, very popular YouTuber. So I was like, you know what? Why don't I react to some of his videos? I've only ever seen one, but I have seen the previews of his other videos. So yeah, so let's react. This was The Internet Changed Me was actually his latest video that he uploaded. So I'm like, okay, why not I react to The Odds One's Out? I mean, he's a famous YouTuber, and yeah, let's see how this goes. And in fact, I'm actually going to go ahead and do this and subscribe to him on camera, so I'm notified when he uploads new videos. So, link to the video I'm reacting to in the description down below as always. And yeah, let's see how the internet changed James. So without further ado, let's just get straight into this.
May I have your attention, please? Your attention. Please. May I have some? Please. What if I put up gameplay of Subway Surfer and used a robot voice? Would that keep you stimulated? Wikipedia says that people born between the year 1981 and 1996 are part of a group called Millennials. And I am a 96 baby. Hello, Year of the Rat. What's up? I'm cusping on that millennial Gen Z line, so I can relate to all you Gen Zers, okay? I know what cap means, I know what drip means, and I also don't remember where I was when 9/11 happened. However, Gen Z, there is a difference between us.
I wasn't even born then when 9/11 happened.
We're both a generation that grew up on the internet. But you grew up with the internet. We grew up with the internet. The internet didn't used to always look like this. It has metamorphosized a multitude of times.
Yeah,
now,
I remember the internet back in its
millennial,
I remember the internet back in its old days, and I remember when I first discovered it and YouTube, and since then I absolutely love seeing the internet, you know, scouting for F1 news, which by the way, I'm still considering doing some F1 videos on this channel, so stick around if you're an F1 fan. And then obviously I came across YouTube, and since then I've loved absolutely watching YouTube videos. And then also, here I am being a YouTuber myself.
I'll tell you the horror stories of the late 90s internet. How the internet used to be paired with your home's landline. And if you don't know what a landline is, good. If you wanted to surf the net at blazing speeds of 7 kilobytes a second, then you couldn't use your telephone at the same time. This was before texting even existed, so if you needed to talk to someone, you had to call them and look up their phone number in that 20-pound weapon known as a phone book, and then if someone else was using the internet, they'd get the pleasure of listening to... Although, if I had to make a sound that represented the entire internet, it would sound exactly like this. I didn't grow up with dial-up, but I did grow up in a time where the internet looked completely different. By the time I was exploring the interwebs, we got speeds up to 1 megabyte per second. So the highest quality video you could stream on YouTube was in 240p, or this big. And it would still buffer
I remember that.
A lot.
I completely remember that when it was like that.
Gen Z, you weren't there when YouTube had a 5-star scoring system and the subscribe button was yellow and people would put these things all over their videos. You weren't there when the videos were in a 4:3 aspect ratio because that's what TVs looked like. You weren't there when a background for a website would be a never-ending grid of a JPEG, and music would play against your will, and your cursor would turn into a sparkly wand, and... Okay, that's actually pretty cool. Whatever happened to that? And then the person who built the website would go,
Hey, Mario
it's
Maker.
looking pretty good, but you know what this web page really needs?
What?
A counter that'll tell you the total number of people who visited. Let me just copy this HTML code I found online. And if you're around my age and you also had unsupervised computer time, then great, you were also there to experience the pre-puberty years of the internet. Try to imagine the internet without social media. No Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or MySpace. Were people back then just not talking about themselves or sharing their opinions online? Were we as a society more connected with the people we knew in the real world? No, of course not. People have been sharing their opinions online since day one. They were just doing it on random message boards. I know it
You really
sounds
think
trivial
so?
nowadays,
You really think
but
so?
there was
Back in the
once a
caveman times,
novelty
they
in
did
being
that?
able to type anything you wanted into the computer, and then someone else you didn't know would instantaneously respond. Even Neopets, a game targeted at children, had chat rooms and let anyone send unfiltered messages to children. I'm surprised I didn't meet any weirdos. That's one thing that'll never change with the internet. There will always be weirdos online. In fact, most of a weirdo's life is spent behind a computer. I would know. I think people loved sending messages so much that sometimes your friend would send you a message that said, "You've just been hit by the duck truck. Send this message to 8 of your friends and you'll be as sexy as
Was that a duck in his private? Hold on, I gotta see that. I gotta see that again.
Truck.
Oh my god! Oh, I didn't need to see that.
And you'll be as
Oh, that
sexy
scene will
as
probably
a
be stuck in my head for the rest of this video.
And you'll be hit by a 16-wheeler.
Oh,
You have
okay.
7 days. And instead of blocking that person, some people would keep the chain going. Hey, I have a quick question. When was the last time you ever had to type a specific website into your address bar? Probably somewhere about 10 years, give or take. You just type in a Y, and then YouTube pops up. You put in a T, you get Twitter, and P gets you pictures of alligators.com. And if you had a specific question you wanted to ask the internet, you just Yahoo it, right? Yahoo? Oh, no, that's not the one you kids are using. You kids are using that new search engine, right? Ask Jeeves? I know there's like 4 main websites that everyone goes on, but back then, instead of having a social media account, people made their own websites. So there were a bunch of different websites for you to explore. And to help you find those websites, you had a few search engines to pick from. Everyone loves to dunk on Bing for even attempting to be a search engine, but back in the day, Google had some competition. Obviously, I can see why Google ultimately won the search engine battle.
Yeah, I have a Google account.
Google is a great company, and I would recommend Google to all my peers and coworkers. I love Google. As much as I love the internet, some of the best memories we had on the computer weren't even on the internet, were they? Sometimes the internet would just go down. But did that stop us? Did we go outside? No. We were still
exactly. I predicted that.
Hours of entertainment even without an internet. All you had to do was click Start, All Programs.
Oh, I remember Windows XP. How I missed that. I remember having a Windows XP computer. Old classic games. I think I remember playing a couple of them.
Space Cadet Pinball. I guarantee every millennial watching this right now just got hit with a big wave of nostalgia. This game might seem simple because there's only 2 buttons that you can press, but when you really got into it, this game had a whole lot more going on. Trust me, Space Cadet Pinball was all we had sometimes, and I cherished every second of it. But if you were anything like me growing up, you were also practicing your art skills. And luckily, every computer came pre-installed with a top-of-the-line painting software that every artist needs. Yeah, this program's got everything. There's a line tool, and a bucket tool, and a circle tool. And sometimes when I was really bored, I would make a black rectangle, scribble the freeform selection tool on it, and then blammo! Yeah, I still got it.
That's pretty cool.
I just made a masterpiece.
Kinda wish I did that.
And
maybe this is something I might regret not doing.
For some extra self-induced epilepsy, hold down Control-I, which will invert the colors, so your masterpiece will go, oh my god! Oh, it hurts to look at!
Hey, looks like you're trying to create a conclusion to this YouTube video. Would you like my help?
No, Clippy. Even when you were around, I never used you. I just liked having you there to keep me company. The internet is still a relatively new invention that is ever changing the way we live. And we have yet to see the full effects of what being connected since birth does to a person. The fact that the accumulation of all human knowledge can now fit in your pocket, that's going to affect your day-to-day life. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to get off the internet, touch grass, and live your life to the fullest. Otherwise, I'd be a hypocrite. And unemployed.
You would be.
There's no
yeah, and your view
denying
count
all
will
the
go straight all the way
positive things
down.
that the internet has to offer. But I'm also not going to deny all the negative things that come with instant gratification too. As technology advances, so too do we advance the amount of time we spend online. The internet can connect us to a million different people and perspectives that we never would have been exposed to before. But it can also expose us to some really nasty people and perspectives. And the only thing we can do about those people is shrug and say, sorry, that's the internet. So, are we as a society better off with the internet? I think so. But I don't know, just remember to drink water and stretch.
That means
that's the lesson
an
of this
old
video.
one.
Go stretch. I'm serious. Right now, go touch your toes. Thank you all so much for watching this
There you
video
go.
about the internet and how it's changed. One thing that hasn't changed is how amazing my team is. Please, everyone, give them a...
So yeah, I actually really enjoyed that. I didn't think I'd really enjoy the Odd Ones Out animations, but I actually did. I really enjoyed that. I definitely will be reacting to more of these, and I can see why people love James. So James, if you're watching this is a very good video. I can't wait to react to more of your videos. And to all my subscribers, you bet I'll be reacting to more of the Odd Ones Out in the near future. So yeah, I've got nothing else to say. I mean, the lesson of this video is that don't be addicted to the internet all the time. I was born with the internet when the internet was around, but I've never ever been addicted to it. Sure, I watch it. I'm on the internet quite a bit, looking up stuff, like on my iPad, on Safari, but I always make sure I take breaks and do other things, like reading books, for example, like this one right here, this Formula One book, which I'm actually on its last chapter. I've got to finish this book off so I can move on to my Diary of a Wimpy Kid one. And of course, that's my Nintendo Wii wheel right there I use for upstairs. Enjoy playing that as well. But yeah, nevertheless, I enjoyed this video. I'm definitely going to react to more of these videos. So I hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that like button for me. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this video I reacted to. And also let me know in the comments down below what other videos you want me to react to next. Share this video, subscribe if you're new here, ring that bell to get notified for when I upload new videos or post on the community tab. And also make sure you subscribe to the Odd Ones Out for more amazing animations like this. There'll be a link to his channel in the description down below. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!